Let's talk about Luffy versus Homelander, starting off by breaking down how absolutely powerful Homelander is. Due to the compound V that has been pumped into Homelander's body since before his birth, he possesses a number of powers including superhuman strength, durability, flight, and speed. He also possesses heat ray vision and a healing factor that allows him to heal extensive wounds in a relatively non-significant amount of time. Some of Homelander's best TV feats are him lasering in half a flying jet in an instant, throwing a man casually several hundreds of feet in the air, casually being capable of ripping through bodies, and being able to casually defeat every soup in the boys universe in a one-on-one matchup. When it comes to his durability, it's very hard to say. According to some characters, every weapon has failed to work on him, and while that is vague, every weapon implies that nuclear weapons also have no effect on Homelander. If this is the case, then Homelander could arguably withstand attacks that could wipe out entire states. It's hard to assess just how fast he can reach when at his top running speed. However, when Homelander is flying, he is confirmed to be able to easily surpass the speed of sound. In fact, his best feat is being quick enough to outrun the blast of a C4 after it detonated. Homelander's superpowers also extend into his senses, and he can both see and hear through walls with its X-ray vision and heightened senses. However, Homelander can still take damage. In fact, in the same scene that showcases one of his best on-screen examples of strength, we see him both take damage from and be forced to retreat by Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Huey, while the latter two were enhanced with powers from temporary V. We've also seen him once take damage from a pen after being stabbed with one by someone with arguably tiny levels of superhuman strength. Now, when it comes to Luffy, on the other hand, Luffy arguably has speed surpassing light as early on as the Skypiea arc, since we know that the only way to dodge and elude lightning is to dodge at the speed of light, according to the author Oda. And even if we don't use that argument, there are still multiple examples of characters like Luffy and Zoro dodging light speed attacks, while fatigued casually during pre-time skip. Further on into One Piece after the time skip, Luffy has become so fast after his training with Rayleigh that he now considers light speed to be too slow for him. This is also added on to the fact that Luffy's current opponents are massively scaling above Luffy's previous light speed villains like Doflamingo, Kaido, and Big Mom, while also having the added benefit of Haki, an energy present within all living things that can be manipulated in three facets that Luffy has mastered entirely. Observation Haki, which allows the user a spiritual awareness of all things that can sense incoming danger and all presences and emotions. Luffy can also use this Haki to see into the future, witnessing his opponent's attacks before they actually happen. Armament Haki, allowing the user to coat their body in an armor made from their spiritual will. This can also be used in order to ignore a target's durability and attack it from the inside out or without even making physical contact. And Conqueror's Haki, the rarest of the three types that allows its user to impose their spiritual will on an opponent, and if it's powerful enough, the opponent will just go to sleep. This can also be used to coat attacks and give them a crazy spike in damage. Luffy was able to use this along with Advanced Armament Haki to damage Kaido despite his impenetrable skin. Then there's also Luffy's immense strength and durability, capable of one-shotting characters like Oris, who are stated to be able to level entire continents before Luffy even got to Marineford, and the durability to withstand multiple onslaughts from unstoppable powerhouses like Kaido and Big Mom, who are two of the four Yonko relative to the world's strongest man, Whitebeard, stated to have the strength to destroy the entire One Piece world. Luffy also has a passive immunity to poison and fire, meaning that it's possible that he wouldn't really be affected by Homelander's heat vision. But most of all, he has the benefit of his devil fruit, the human fruit model Sun God Nika. This gives Luffy the ability and mind of the mythological creature Sun God Nika, allowing him a rubbery body that allows him the cartoonish ability to turn his imagination into reality. Luffy has showcased this ability throughout the entire story, and the early introduction of the power manifests through Luffy's gears. Gear second allows Luffy greatly enhanced strength and speed and focus on velocity, whereas Gear third focuses on Luffy extending his rubbery power to his bones. Gear fourth involves Luffy doing a combination of the two in order to make a bouncy, tankier version of his body through rubberizing his muscles, while also coating almost his entire body with armament Haki. And the most powerful of all is Gear 5, Luffy's awakening that allows him to extend the properties of rubber to anything outside of himself, meaning that if he was to touch or punch Homelander, he'd rubberize him as well. But all this is nothing on the real potential of Luffy's imagination to reality power, as Luffy has already shown that he can materialize matter from himself or thin air, revive himself back from the dead as he did when he transformed for the first time while fighting Kaido, completely regenerate his stamina by changing his heartbeat, and turn his body into that of a literal giant. There is no extent to the absolute goofiness of Gear 5's actual abilities, because the entire point of them is that anything Luffy desires at the time will happen, meaning this isn't just a fight for Homelander, this is an absolute slaughter. Luffy is spanking Homelander like he's still a newborn, lasering his way out of the womb, and it's not even close. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I love and appreciate you all. The link to the Discord will be in the description. Sun God signing off.
I come in clutch like a genie. Don't talk unless you need me. You talk too much, you need it. All of my my bitch, she's look like model, she in love with me. When we link, it's flashing lights and cameras, got a